When Iran was struck by Israel's guided bombs, the world witnessed a daunting display of military might. But that was only the land front. Offshore, where oil routes pass through the Strait of Hormuz and U.S. warships quietly advance into the South China Sea, another military asset is silently emerging, poised to reshape the global balance of power. That asset is the Fujian Type 003 aircraft carrier, Asia's most advanced warship, and China's bold statement to a world where missiles, UAVs, and conflict have become the default language. Launched in 2018 and completed in 2022, the Fujian is not only the largest ship China has ever built, but also a symbol of its ambition to redefine the global maritime order. Equipped with the cutting-edge Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, EMALS, a fleet of stealth fighters like the J-35, and integrated artificial intelligence, the Fujian is transforming strategic waters from the South China Sea to the Indian Ocean into China's playground. How can a single ship alter the global balance of power? How has China surpassed the U.S. in the naval technology race? Join Top 10 Discoveries official as we explore the Fujian's journey, from a bold idea to a war machine ready to shake the world. In the race for oceanic dominance, China's Fujian aircraft carrier, Type 03, emerges as a formidable contender, directly challenging the advanced aircraft carriers of the U.S. Navy. With a displacement of 80,000 tons and a length of 316 meters, equivalent to 3 football fields end to end, the Fujian is only slightly smaller than the U.S. Icon-class carriers like the USS Gerald R. Ford, 100,000 tons, but surpasses them in cost efficiency and development speed. While the USS Gerald R. Ford cost $13 billion and took over a decade to complete, the Fujian was built in just 4 years, 2018 to 2022, at an estimated cost of $4 to $6 billion, showcasing China's rapid and economical production capabilities. Unlike the Liaoning, a refurbished Soviet-era carrier, or the Shandong, which relies on the limited ski jump launch system, the Fujian was launched in 2018, completed in 2022, and has undergone 8 sea trials by June 2025. Moreover, the Fujian employs the Advanced Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, EMALS, a technology the U.S. has struggled to stabilize, with the Gerald R. Ford initially achieving only a 20% successful launch rate, while the Fujian has demonstrated impressive test results. With 90% of its components domestically produced, the Fujian not only highlights China's industrial strength, but also underscores its technological self-reliance, reducing dependence on foreign supply chains, a strategic advantage over the U.S., where global supply chains remain critical. The Fujian's emergence is a warning that China is not just closing the gap, but is poised to surpass the U.S. in the global naval race. The Fujian aircraft carrier is not only impressive for its massive size, but also for its Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, EMALS, a technological breakthrough that places China's Navy on par with leading global powers. EMALS, short for Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, uses electromagnetic rails to launch aircraft, completely replacing the outdated ski jump method and the steam-powered catapults that dominated carriers of the previous century. With an estimated power output of 60 megawatts, the EMALS on the Fujian enables faster, more powerful, and highly efficient aircraft launches, marking a significant milestone in China's naval ambitions. Unlike the ski jump systems on the Liaoning and Shandong, which limit aircraft payload and operational range, EMALS allows the Fujian to launch fighters at a high frequency, achieving 4 to 6 aircraft per minute compared to just 2 to 3 on older carriers. This system increases maximum payload capacity by 30%, enabling aircraft like the J-15 or Stealth J-35 to take off with full fuel and weaponry, extending their combat range to 1,500 kilometers. Additionally, EMALS reduces mechanical wear with an estimated system lifespan of 10,000 launches, far surpassing traditional steam catapults. Compared to the United States, the pioneer of EMALS with the USS Gerald R. Ford, the Fujian demonstrates remarkable deployment efficiency. While the Gerald R. Ford faced reliability issues, with only a 20% successful launch rate during initial testing, the Fujian appears to have overcome these challenges, as evidenced by its series of successful sea trials. Notably, China developed EMALS independently through domestic research, not by copying U.S. technology, but by optimizing it to meet its strategic needs. The impact of EMALS on the Fujian goes beyond technical performance. The system enables the carrier to deploy fighters with unprecedented speed and power, from long-range anti-ship missiles to stealth squadrons, creating a formidable naval air force. As the Fujian patrols strategic waters, EMALS is not just a technical tool, it is a symbol of China's technological rise, bringing the nation closer to challenging the U.S.'s global naval dominance. China has transformed the Fujian into an advanced command center, integrating AI, high-speed satellite communication, and unmanned aerial vehicle (UAV) technology to create a combat platform that surpasses traditional aircraft carriers. This is not just a technical leap, it's a strategic declaration cementing China's position as a leading power in the modern naval revolution, ready to challenge U.S. dominance and shape the future of maritime warfare. AI on the Fujian is deployed across all operational layers, from flight deck management to combat tactics. The AI system optimizes aircraft launches and landings, boosting deck operation efficiency by 20% compared to non-AI equipped carriers. This means the Fujian can deploy fighter squadrons faster and more accurately, minimizing delays and enhancing responsiveness in critical situations. For example, in a simulated combat scenario, AI can coordinate multiple J-15 and stealth J-35 aircraft simultaneously, ensuring takeoffs and landings with near-perfect precision, even in harsh weather conditions. Beyond the flight deck, AI plays a central role in battlefield coordination. The system analyzes real-time data from radar, sensors, and satellites, providing commanders with instant insights for decision-making. For instance, AI can identify enemy targets within seconds and recommend optimal attack strategies, from YJ-12 anti-ship missiles to J-35 airstrikes. This capability is critical in contested regions like the South China Sea, where speed and precision are vital. Compared to U.S. carriers, where AI integration is still in development, the Fujian leverages China's substantial investment in AI technology, with defense research budgets growing 7.2% annually, outpacing U.S. growth. The Beidou satellite communication system is another game-changer, making the Fujian part of a global command network. With communication latency below 0.1 seconds, Beidou delivers high-precision positioning and targeting data, enabling the Fujian to coordinate with naval, air, and ground forces over thousands of kilometers. This system not only outperforms the U.S. GPS-based military networks in speed, but also highlights China's technological independence, as Beidou is entirely domestically developed. This ensures the Fujian can operate autonomously, free from reliance on foreign satellite systems, a strategic advantage in potential conflict scenarios. Another standout feature is the Fujian's integration of UAVs and swarm drone technology. With support from companies like Norinco, China has developed combat UAVs like the GJ-11, capable of reconnaissance, strikes, and radar jamming. AI-controlled drone swarms can operate in unison, launching overwhelming attacks at a fraction of the cost of manned aircraft. In a hypothetical scenario, the Fujian could deploy dozens of GJ-11 drones to strike targets 4,000 kilometers away while protecting the carrier group from threats like anti-ship missiles. This capability enhances offensive power and reduces risk to pilots, an advantage Western carriers, including those of the U.S., are still working to achieve. Looking ahead, the Fujian is a platform for future technologies China is pioneering. Recent reports suggest the carrier is designed to integrate quantum radar, a technology capable of detecting stealth aircraft with superior accuracy compared to traditional radar. Additionally, China is researching directed energy weapons, such as anti-drone lasers, which could be deployed on the Fujian or next-generation carriers like the Type 04. While still in development, these technologies reflect China's long-term vision, transforming the Fujian into more than just a carrier, but an integrated combat system where AI, big data, and advanced weaponry combine to deliver unprecedented power. China's edge lies in its speed and ambition. While the U.S. grapples with integrating AI on carriers like the USS Gerald R. Ford, constrained by cost and complexity, China capitalizes on a centralized research system, robust defense funding, and a willingness to test new technologies. The Fujian is not just a ship, it's a symbol of a China leading the naval technology race, where AI doesn't just assist, but shapes how maritime battles are fought. As the Fujian patrols the oceans, it carries not only fighter jets, but a vision of AI-driven warfare, directly challenging U.S. leadership and shaking the global balance of power. The Fujian is not just a maritime combat platform, but a mobile airbase, carrying a sophisticated airwing ready to shape battles in the air and at sea. With a capacity for over 60 aircraft, including multi-role fighters, stealth jets, and unmanned aerial vehicles, the Fujian showcases China's superior naval air power, matching and even challenging the most advanced Western carriers. Its air wing is not only diverse, but also equipped with cutting-edge weaponry, making the Fujian a formidable threat across the oceans. The Fujian's air wing comprises aircraft designed for varied combat roles. The J-15, a multi-role fighter akin to the USFA 18 Hornet, excels in both air-to-air and air-to-ground missions. Equipped with YJ-12 anti-ship missiles with a 400-kilometer range, it can strike enemy warships from a safe distance, while PL-15 air-to-air missiles with a 200-kilometer range enable it to engage modern enemy aircraft. Next is the J-35, a fifth-generation stealth fighter comparable to the U.S. Navy's F-35C. With a radar cross-section of just 0.01 square meters, the J-35 can penetrate enemy airspace undetected, providing a strategic edge in precision strikes. Alongside fighters, the Fujian deploys the J-15D electronic warfare aircraft, similar to the US EA-18G Growler. Equipped with radar and signal jamming systems, the J-15D can disrupt enemy defenses, from warship radars to land-based command stations. Another key component is the KJ-600 airborne early warning aircraft, likened to the US E-2D Hawkeye. With a radar detection range of 300 to 400 kilometers, the KJ-600 provides aerial surveillance and command, enabling the Fujian to detect and counter distant threats, from stealth aircraft to cruise missiles. This combination creates a versatile air wing capable of offense, defense, and command in complex combat scenarios. Compared to Western carriers, the Fujian stands out in both quantity and quality. France's Charles de Gaulle carries only 40 aircraft, while the Fujian matches the UK's Queen Elizabeth carrier, which also holds about 60 aircraft but relies on the shorter-range F-35B due to its vertical takeoff technology. The Fujian's air wing is optimized for long-range missions, with J-15s and J-30s capable of carrying 30% heavier weapon loads than aircraft on ski-jump carriers like the Liaoning or Shandong. This allows the Fujian to launch strikes up to 1,500 kilometers away, far surpassing the capabilities of China's earlier carriers. China's vision extends beyond manned aircraft. The Fujian is designed to integrate combat unmanned aerial vehicles, UCAVs, like the GJ-11, a stealth UAV with a 4,000-kilometer range. The GJ-11 can perform reconnaissance, ground strikes, or even engage in air combat with AI support. Deploying UCAVs reduces risks to pilots and enhances operational flexibility. In a hypothetical South China Sea conflict, the Fujian could use GJ-11s for reconnaissance of enemy bases, while J-35s and J-15Ds conduct coordinated strikes, supported by the KJ-600 from above. This integration transforms the Fujian into a versatile combat system, capable of overwhelming opponents with both numbers and technology. The strength of the Fujian's air wing lies not just in numbers, but in its optimization for modern warfare. China's heavy investment in these aircraft, with the J-35 and KJ-600 resulting from decades of independent research, demonstrates its technological self-reliance. While the U.S. still leads in carrier operational experience, the Fujian represents a significant step in closing the gap, not just in quantity but in quality and innovation. As the Fujian patrols strategic waters, its air wing is not merely a naval air force. It's a statement that China is ready to compete with top powers, both in the skies and on the seas. eyes and on. The Fujian aircraft carrier, Type 003, is not merely a war machine, but a geopolitical tool, embodying China's ambition to control the oceans and challenge the US-led global order. With its ability to project power far beyond its shores, the Fujian is a spearhead in China's Belt and Road strategy, safeguarding critical maritime routes and expanding influence from the South China Sea to the Indian Ocean. This ship doesn't just stir the seas. It sends shockwaves through strategic boardrooms in Washington and allied capitals, marking a turning point in the global power competition. Designed to protect China's core interests, particularly vital maritime routes like the Malacca Strait, through which 80% of China's oil imports pass, the Fujian enables power projection to areas once considered the US's backyard, such as military bases in Guam or Diego Garcia. With the capacity to deploy over 60 aircraft and operate in distant waters like the South China Sea, the Taiwan Strait, or the Indian Ocean, the Fujian serves as both a military warning and a political statement, asserting that China is no longer just a regional power, but a global force. China's Blue Water Navy, with over 350 warships, surpassing the US Navy's 290, provides a robust foundation for the Fujian, enabling large-scale coordinated operations. The Fujian does not operate alone, but as the centerpiece of carrier strike groups, supported by Type 055 destroyers, nuclear submarines, and modern logistics ships. This combination allows China to conduct extended campaigns in remote regions, from protecting trade routes to asserting military presence in disputed areas. For instance, in the South China Sea, the Fujian can bolster China's territorial claims, challenging US and allied freedom of navigation patrols. The Fujian's impact extends beyond China and the US, triggering ripple effects among Washington's allies. Japan, facing the threat posed by the Fujian, is accelerating the conversion of its Izumo-class destroyers into light aircraft carriers capable of deploying F-35B fighters. The Philippines, a claimant in the South China Sea disputes, has deepened naval cooperation with the US, including joint exercises and expanded base access for the US Navy. Meanwhile, the AUKUS alliance, comprising Australia, the UK, and the US, is advancing nuclear submarine development and cutting-edge naval technologies to counter China's rise. These responses underscore that the Fujian is not just a ship, but a catalyst, sparking a new arms race in the Pacific. Looking further, the Fujian is part of China's long-term plan to build a global navy by 2049, the centennial of the People's Republic of China. This vision includes deploying carrier strike groups in both the Pacific and Atlantic, directly challenging US oceanic control. With the Fujian, China not only secures economic interests, such as Belt and Road trade routes, but also builds political influence, strengthening ties with Indian Ocean nations like Pakistan and Sri Lanka. China is steadily reshaping the global maritime order, gradually eclipsing the dominance of the US Navy. The prospects for the Fujian and China's Navy are highly promising. The Fujian serves as a stepping stone for the Type 004 carrier, expected to be nuclear-powered and completed around 2030, offering unlimited operational range. The Type 004 will feature a larger flight deck, quantum radar, and directed energy weapons, further solidifying China's position in the naval technology race. China aims to establish 3 to 4 operational carrier strike groups by 2035, capable of simultaneous deployment in the Pacific and Indian Oceans, directly challenging US carrier groups. The Fujian's success also lies in China's domestic industrial capacity. With 90% of its components produced locally, the Fujian demonstrates China's technological self-reliance, from the EMALS system to the J-35 and KJ-600 aircraft. This reduces dependence on foreign technology, lowers costs, and accelerates production. As the Fujian leads China's Blue Water Navy, it represents not only military might, but also a symbol of China's industrial and technological rise, affirming its status as a global power ready to shape the future of maritime dominance. The Fujian aircraft carrier, Type 003, is not just a war machine, but a bold declaration from China, asserting its status as a naval superpower ready to reshape the global order. Equipped with the Advanced Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, EMALS, a fleet of stealth fighters like the J-35, battlefield-leading artificial intelligence, and the ability to patrol from the South China Sea to the Indian Ocean, the Fujian could well turn China's ambitions into reality. Built at a cost of just $4 to $6 billion, far less than the $13 billion USS Gerald R. Ford, and with 90% domestically produced components, this ship is a testament to China's industrial prowess and determination to surpass the US. Despite challenges in operational experience and costs, the Fujian is a stepping stone to a future where China not only competes but may lead the global naval race with the Type 04 and beyond. The question remains, can the US maintain its dominance in the face of this rising storm from the east? Or will the Fujian usher in a new era where the oceans are no longer the West's exclusive playground? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on the latest analyses of technology, national strategies, and innovations shaping the future. Top 10 Discoveries Official will be back with untold stories, groundbreaking projects, and silent revolutions with global impact. See you in the next video.